So, you've watched a couple of my tutorials on how to do contracts, how to do mining, and you've watched it and said, well, that's all well and good and peaceful, but I'm a psychopathic killer. What do I do in LuckCatchers? Well, psychopathic person, here is what you do. You do combat. You start with dragon slaying. So today we're going to be doing a little tutorial on slaying dragons and making not really making money doing it, but getting a lot of parts that you're going to need later for building ships. For this today, we're going to use the USS Pay to Win because it is definitely a pay to win ship. Not going to lie. You can, if you're curious about how to get them, you can go down to ships in your market. It is called the Dominator. 300,000 gold, an obscene amount of gold, and you can buy this extremely fast ship. And what this ship does is, well, it's not the best combat ship, but it's better than anything you're going to get at the start of the game. And it is definitely the fastest ship at the start. Maybe throughout the whole game now. I'm not entirely certain. Even at 2,000 feet up, or, well, they call 2,000 feet a mile, which is weird. But 2 miles up, I'm already doing, looks like over 600 miles an hour. So this sucker's quick. Anyway, so get yourself a ship. It doesn't have to be a pay-to-win ship. It can just be a regular balloon. In fact, balloons are fairly resilient against dragons as far as damage resistance goes. So get yourself like a tractor or a pilgrim or something like that. Something with at least 4 slots for weapons. Equip those weapons. In my case, I put in as many machine guns as I possibly could, and then where I couldn't, I put in other cannons and missile launchers. But for the purpose of this tutorial, we're going to be using primarily our machine guns and dragon horns. Now, the machine guns, if you can, try to get your hands on 1-10 1200s. These are the flurries. These things fire 1,200 rounds a minute, which are the best 110s there are and the highest caliber. And if you can't, you can do 1-300s, but you're probably not going to want to go where I'm going to hunt dragons because you'll probably just get absolutely killed. If you're, I'm just curious who this is. Okay, it's not a pirate. All right, so there's a little island up here to the north of human territory. And mind you, this is not the only place you can hunt dragons. You can hunt them just about anywhere on the map. This just happens to be where I like to go to kill them. So if I know I'm going to go to this mountain up here on Trump Island, so I'm going to set a marker. Make sure that on my mini-map it's roughly straight ahead, so I'm going the right way. And the island is called Trump Island. No relation to, well, actually there is a relation to Trump. As I understand it, the developers originally named it that as sort of an inside joke. They were a big fan of his. They're all Russians, and anyway, I'm not getting into politics. I'm not commenting either way, but I do think it's pretty great. Pretty funny that there's an island named after somebody from America, so it's not entirely a Russian game, right? All right, so I'm on my way to Trump Island. You, the new player, maybe you don't want to go somewhere so dangerous because this is very far away from anywhere. You can go up here in the mountains near Mousy. If you're an orc, you can go over here to the Lavron Mountains. I believe that's the name of the territory. Yep, Lavron Mountains. The bigger the mountain, the better. If you find plateaus that have a ton of tunnels or caves in them, that's a good spot too. So you can go way out here into the unknown lands where it's unmapped. There are lots of dragons that spawn out there as well. Anywhere you prefer. Mountains are generally a good place to go to hunt dragons. The other thing you're going to need when hunting dragons, well, you don't need it, but really you kind of do, is a dragon horn. So if I go into my hold, you'll see I have 9 dragon horns. What these do, depending on my level, is they call dragons out of the ground. So I only have level 1, which I'll show you over here. Go to my skills, go to magic. If I go over to dragon call, I have it at level 1, which lets me call all dragons that could spawn within a 5-mile radius. That's not particularly large, but where we're going, they spawn so numerous, it's plenty, trust me. And as you level up the skill, it will become a 10-mile radius, and then I believe 15 is the final radius. And you can call all dragons within just about this entire compass at that point. And it gets wild, man. Let me tell you, if you find a place with a really good dragon spawn, they will come at you in enormous numbers, and you get a lot of kills. But there is one other item that I recommend you get before you go proper dragon hunting. This item is not as necessary, but it kind of is if you're specifically trying to get a bunch of dragon loot and do it in a timely manner. It is called your Elven Web. If I go to my enhancers, right here is an Elven Web. It's the most basic version of the web. What it does is it sucks up, or it hoovers up those, I call it hoovering, hoovers up those dragons after you kill them and puts their loot straight into your hold, rather than you having to go down to the ground and pick it up like you would if you were mining. So this Elven Web, unfortunately, especially for humans, because you're on the opposite side of the map, is found all the way down here at the bottom of the map near Wellar, south of there on this place called Sky Harbor. It's literally the only place you can find these unless some players bring some back and sell them on the market. So Sky Harbor has different levels of dragon, what are they called? Of Elven Webs. The higher the level of the Elven Web, the less damage it takes every time it consumes a dragon. I just bought the most basic one and instead chose to reduce the wear and tear on my net by skills. So the skills are down here on the right under your magic tab, and the one that I'm working on is called Radial Threads. And what that basically does is each level reduces the damage my nets take by 5% every time I pull in a dragon. And I'm going to show you what that translates to here in a moment. If you look down here underneath my hull strength, my hull is 3,000 on my pay-to-win ship, and this is my Elven Web. If I mouse over it, it tells me as much. I don't know why I keep getting a pop-up for something Misty Beargore. That's weird. Another bug. I mean, a feature. Excuse me. There's no such thing as bugs in LuckCatchers. Okay, so if I mouse over my Elven Web, my durability is 9,800. My maximum durability is 10,000. So I'm going to recharge the net by clicking this little icon here. It spends mana to do that. And now my net, excuse me, is at 10,000. Every time I use that net, so every single dragon I kill, this status goes down. It takes damage. Think like you're fishing and over time there's wear and tear. You got to buy or repair your fishing net. Same thing with hunting dragons. So my goal here is to gather as many dragon parts as I can using a handful of dragon horns. Now, each time you press the horn, each time you blow on it, you want to wait a little while. Don't just blow it again and again and again. It doesn't make more and more dragons come. There's sort of a, think of it like resource gathering from our mining tutorial. There is an amount of time it takes before those dragons are refreshed and will come out of the ground again. So you're going to want to blow your dragon horn, which we'll do here in a minute when we get to the mountain, and call up the dragons, kill off most of them, then blow it again and rinse and repeat until either your ship is damaged and you need to get out of there, or you are just tired of doing it or have run out of dragon horns. Now that we're almost there, I'm going to fast forward the tutorial until I get into place so that you don't just hear me yakking your ear off. Look how fast the ship is though, 834 on Glide 1. Alright, here we are. I don't know if you saw in the fast forward part, but we were up to 916. This ship is ridiculous, I'm telling you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop temporarily so I don't talk overshooting this mountain. I'm above a really high mountain at 5 miles up. Even if your ship can't reach 5 miles, you can find a smaller mountain or volcano and blow your horn there. You don't have to come to one of these very, very big snow-peaked mountains. But I'm going to do it just because it looks cool for the tutorial, and it's my favorite place to hunt dragons. Here I go over to my horn. See, I've already got a few on me. Look at that. They're coming up out of the ground, and I haven't even blown my dragon horn yet. Let's zap these guys so they don't bother me. And you can see them getting sucked up into the ship. And you can see the damage to my nets. They're at 9,400. And when I kill this next one, 9,200. And so on. It's not a bad idea to come equipped with crystals as well. Or with armor, even better. Because armor can take damage a lot better from dragons than crystals can. I just happen to have a bunch because of the daily login rewards. As you can see, today's reward's going to be 10 more of these suckers. So I got a little bit to spare. So I came equipped with crystals. That is not your primary defense, as I'll show you in just a moment. Okay, so we're going to blow our horn and call up some legitimate dragons rather than just these random spawns. You see the horn costed, I think it was 185 mana, something like that. I don't know if it's a bug or a feature. Again, everything's a feature. But sometimes when they come out of the mountain, they'll come out blowing their fire immediately. There's no delay. So here they're starting to come out of the ground. So I'm gonna go full throttle. I do not want to sit still when it's this many dragons. Trust me, it's just too many to handle. And this is, if you've played EVE Online, you know this is in most MMOs, to be honest, but this is what we call speed tanking. Speed tanking means that maybe you don't have a lot of defense, but you're really fast, and therefore nothing can really catch you or hit you, and you're tanking in that way. You see my net is going down quite quickly, so I'm going to go ahead and recharge it. Here we go. We're speed tanking a little, but we are getting hit by some of the faster dragons, and in he goes into my cargo hold. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run around and I'm going to speed tank these dragons. In my Dominator, I go very fast. Even without my glide, I'm already going 325. Now, if you're in a, let's say a balloon, like a Dodger, or you're in a tractor, humans have an advantage here, by the way, because humans can go a little bit faster than orcs can. So speed tanking is way better as a human. You're going to want to go in a straight line as fast as you can without killing your mana. So you're going to want to bring some mana potions like I did. And those mana potions will keep your mana up while you glide. In my case, I am not gliding because I'm in the Dominator. All right. So I am going to go ahead, and you can see the line behind me. I've got a line of dragons that are starting to chase me here on the minimap. You can see them, but you can also physically see them. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slow down the half throttle because my ship happens to be very fast, and once they catch up to me, I'll go full speed and I'm going to kill them in a line. So we're probably going to fast forward the video a little bit here as well so that you can see this in action. Here we go. Okay, dragons have caught up to me. I got a little bit cavalier and let them get a little too close. I'm going to speed it up a little bit with glide. There we go. Now we're kind of ahead of the pack. So now you can go into first person mode, and you will always shoot far better than your automatic gunners will. And we are just going to absolutely paste the air with shots. There we go. Look at all these dragons we killed. We probably just wrecked our nets. We did. So I've got to recharge those. There we go. I'm at 10,000 status again. Here comes those dragons. I called another wave of dragons while I was out. You can see they're really packed in now. And now what I need to do, let's kill this next wave. This is why you want 1200 speed machine guns, because you're basically doing, think of it like World War II, where they're just saturating the air with flak shells to try and hope some of them are going to hit the enemy. It's the same idea here. We're just saturating the air with tons and tons of shots, and we are just destroying our elven nets in the process. But we are getting an insane amount of dragon loot. So here I go, just saturate. Here we go. It's hard to see because it's nighttime. On the video, it's probably even worse because YouTube videos, they don't exactly translate to one-to-one resolution. But it doesn't matter if it's night or day. There are icons around the dragons that help you see them pretty easily. And look at that. We just wiped out a boatload of dragons. And funny enough, oh, one just caught up to me. I missed him. My automatic gunners will take care of him, though. There we go. Come on, little guys. Get him. Ah! All right, we got to get out of here. We're getting overrun. Overrun by dragons. Oh, shoot. I got away from it in time. Okay. So, yeah, you do kind of play fast and loose with your defenses here. So, yeah, be careful. Watch what you're doing. Thankfully, the ship's got 30,000 holes, so even if they do get through my shields, no big deal. I can always just repair with either arcane repairs, or I can go into a settlement and manually pay for it. It just depends on how you want to do it. So anyway, I've killed a whole bunch of dragons. I happen to have a mission, actually, to kill dragons called Kill 600 Dragons. And also, this will get you achievements. First Blood. So my next one gives me a whole bunch of armor-piercing ammo and 400 gold. And I've pretty much done my full run. I'm going to turn around before I outrun the next spawn of dragons. And I'm going to drag them back from where I came and just rinse and repeat. That's pretty much it. I mean, I could show you another 20 minutes of me hunting dragons, but it's more or less the same that you've just seen me do. You just run them in a straight line as fast as you can. When you're about 40 miles away from wherever you blew the horn, just do a 180, run them right back. Blow the horn when you get there, rinse and repeat. Do this over and over until you've killed as many dragons as you feel comfortable killing. You'll notice in my cargo hold, I've already got all sorts of loot here. I can tell you that this amount of teeth here is worth about 3,000 armor-piercing rounds in one of my farms. So I've already made back what I've probably spent in ammo. And that dragon leather is super important. Dragon leather is probably the most important dragon loot there is. Anyway, that is it, folks. I'm going to go and kill a couple thousand dragons now. And I will talk to you all on the next one.